What's happening, guys? It's your boy CM-GRUNT, the children mellow guy with the children mellow vibes, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am not children mellow right now because I've done this recording more than once and I've had to redo it again. I'm not happy, but we move. So I just want to apologize for my absence. There's been so much stuff going on. This video was supposed to go out a few days ago. Haven't had time. I've had other videos that's been in the pipeline. Haven't had time. So hopefully I'm back properly for the foreseeable. But we are going to be looking at the predictions for SummerSlam, which will be happening later on today. That's how late this video is coming out. But you guys can be looking at the predictions and you can be seeing later on down the line if I got the predictions right or whatever. But we're going to look into some of these matches. I'm not going to be in any particular order, but let's look at them. Let's look at the Royal Rumble. Yes, I know what I said. I know I said Royal Rumble. It's a Battle Royal, yada yada yada. I am not correcting it. It's long. I just want to get into it, get it done as quick as possible. But what I will say, guys, is this Battle Royal had no participants going into SmackDown. Besides LA Knight, I believe he was the only one that was announced. And I haven't seen SmackDown yet, so I don't know who's been added since. But I still would pick LA Knight. He deserves to win. He is organically over. He has been a guy who the crowd have loved. And I feel like he should be getting a push. I reckon this win helps to propel that. Whether or not they give him a push afterwards is another matter, and WWE are going to WWE, but I do think he gets a win here and hopefully it will propose him forward. Let's look at the next match. So let's look at this match now. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. And you know what? I'm not going to lie, I genuinely feel like this has been built up pretty well. I do believe that their tag team was broken up very abruptly. I don't think it should have broken up as quickly as it had been or the way it had been. I feel like the whole purpose of them becoming tag champs was to build up the tag division, build it around them. And for some reason, they've just dropped it and just decided to break up the team, which is not new for WWE. But I believe the reason for this one was because Ronda, wanted to have a program with Shayna. And I believe that there's been rumors flying around that she might be leaving WWE potentially for good after this, and it makes sense to do it now or do it as soon as possible. So for that reason, I understand why they pulled the trigger. I do feel like Shayna should get the win, deserves the win, should become the Queen of Spades afterwards. She's been very vicious in this as well, and I feel like the promos and the video packages have shown Ronda in a new light. It's helped her in regards to her promo skills and her promo ability. And even Shayna. Shayna's been good at promos anyway, but it's helped her. And it's helped her to be in this program. So I do feel like it's helped both stars. But I do feel like Shayna should be getting the dub here. This should be her time. And what better way to go out than to help your friend IRL by letting her go over. So I do feel like Ronda gets L here. Shayna gets the dub. And hopefully she goes in the Queen of Spades. And potentially have another feud with like Becky and potentially win. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, Shayna for the win. Okay, so this match is a weird one for me because they're both very athletic. They're both very good wrestlers. Logan Paul feels like he is a prodigy in the wrestling game. And I do feel like this is going to be a pretty decent match. But I also feel like they've tried so hard to force viral down our throats and to try and make this match go viral that I genuinely feel like it could be a train wreck. So we're gonna see what happens here, but I'm gonna go with Logan Paul for the win, and here's why. Logan Paul, since he's been back or since he's signed, I can't think of a singles match that he's won besides the match that he won against Miz. Besides that, I'm pretty sure he's taken L's in every one of his singles matches. So for me, the only person that can be getting the dub here is Logan Paul. And Ricochet is of the caliber where it does do something for Logan Paul, or at least elevates him a little bit for him to be able to get the dub. But it also means that you're facing a guy who can afford to eat the pin, if that makes sense. It wouldn't make sense for him to face someone like Sami Zayn. He should lose against someone like Sami Zayn. But if he's facing someone like Ricochet, you would expect him to get a win. Not expect him to get the win, but because of all the L's he's taken, you'd think, yeah, he should be taking a win. So yeah, I think that it's just Logan Paul's. I think Ricochet's going to take the L. And yeah, I don't think he's going to go viral. On to the next. Okay, I've got two things to say real quick. Firstly, I am so annoyed with myself and I'm so upset because all the other ones I've done so far, all the other reviews I've done so far, all the other predictions I've done so far, all of them have been relatively long. And when I did it the first time, when the mic messed up, it was actually relatively quick. So I'm actually a bit annoyed with that. The second thing I want to say is, hopefully, there'll be a video coming out next week, which will be in regards to GRUNT and his reign, and who could potentially dethrone him. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully things will go out and things will go to plan, because things have been going a bit wrong for the past month or so. But Drew McIntyre is not that guy. Or maybe he is that guy, but it's not going to be at SummerSlam, because he needs to beat the Honky Tonk Man's record. And that is going to be, I believe, just after Payback. It might even be the Raw after Payback. So I feel like he beats the record, he beats it after Payback, and then he loses the belt. Who loses the belt to? Anybody's guess. But even if it is Drew McIntyre, it won't be here. Whether or not Sheamus comes in and he does whatever he does to DQ or interfere in the match or whatever, maybe Butch does, maybe Rich Holland does, if maybe someone, whoever does it, I feel like someone could mess up the match. But I feel like this is GRUNT's match, and I feel like this is going to be a banger after banger after banger. Okay, so I really thought about this one, because like a lot of these matches, I didn't feel like Seth was going to lose his belt. The same way how I didn't feel like GRUNT was going to lose his belt. Same way how I don't feel like Roman's losing his belt. I felt like every title match on here, there was not really going to be a title change. There's only one match that I thought like it's almost guaranteed to be a title change, and that was Asuka's match. Simply because of who she's facing. That she's facing the super seniors of the women division, like both of them. So that was why I thought Asuka might lose it. I'm gonna get onto her in a minute, but in regards to this match, I feel like it's gonna be a Baszler win. I feel like this match doesn't need to have, or this pay-per-view doesn't need to have a title change, but I genuinely feel like there will be one. And I feel like this will be the one that has the title change, simply because it tells a more compelling story. You have Damien Priest waiting in the wings, potentially ready to cash in. If you've got Seth as the champion and he gets the win, then maybe Damien Priest will go and cash in on him and take the belt. But if Finn gets the win, there's already dissension with it in the Judgment Day. Maybe Damien Priest will tease cashing it in. Maybe he will cash it in. But it gives months of compelling storytelling, because you have Damien Priest, who has the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Finn's got the title, and they're in the same group. Like, the other alternative, obviously, is that Damien Priest goes and he goes to get Roman's belt. But do you want to take an L there, potentially? Do you know? So, that's why I feel like this could genuinely be like a Finn Balor win. And I welcome it. I love Finn Balor. I've rated him since day one, and I really hated the fact that he gave up the belt. But at least this way, you have a lot of storytelling to come, and there's already going to be a compelling storytelling, a compelling story going into the next few months, going into Survivor Series, and it's good because it means that you'll be able to tell that story almost on the level of the Bloodline. I know, I'm lofty heights, but still, it's going to be interesting. Do think it's going to be Finn Balor, and yeah, this is going to have a lot of edits, by the way, guys. Anyway, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Okay, so Cody Rhodes, my guy, versus Brock Lesnar. And there was talk about this having a stipulation. I thought it should have had a stipulation, but they felt like it didn't. Fine, cool. But I don't feel like this match now has enough stakes other than winner wins the feud, essentially. So I don't know, man. And the thing with Brock as well is Brock still hasn't made his motivation clear as to why he's attacked Cody. You'd think that the reason why is because he feels threatened, because Cody has taken his spot, potentially. I don't know. All I know is that they're beefing. Don't really know why. Don't really care at this point. Kind of want the feud to end. It's been okay matches, but I'm just like, let it die now. So I think it's going to be a Cody win anyway. I feel like it would have upped the stakes a bit more if you had a stipulation in there. Maybe if you had a dog collar match. Maybe if you had, I don't know, the 4-bell match, whatever that is. Even though that match is a little bit rubbish because you've got to drag them across. I mean, you'd have to find a way to make it innovative. But still, I think it's going to be a Cody win. Just to say that he's won the feud. I think they're telling a certain story with Cody right now, which I'm probably going to put in another video at some point. But for now, I believe it's a Cody win. Let's go on to the next. The triple threat for the women's title. So here you have some of my favorite people in wrestling and in WWE and Charlotte. That's not a dig at Charlotte, by the way. I think Charlotte is an amazing wrestler, but I've always loved Asuka and I've always loved Bianca Belair. There's something about them. But you see Asuka needs to keep the belt, and I'm gonna say Asuka, but here's why. Bianca has basically been the Super Cena of Raw. And to be fair, she was basically the Super Cena of SmackDown before she lost the belt to Becky. Charlotte has always been the Super Cena from wherever she is. She was a Super Cena when she was on Raw before that horrible belt segment. She was a Super Cena on SmackDown beforehand and then after. And just in general, she's Super Cena. So for me, she is definitely in the runnings to win the belt, as is Bianca Belair. But Bianca Belair shouldn't be winning the belt so soon after losing it. And I do think that this should be the catalyst for her turning heel. If anything, you switch her and Asuka back around. Let Asuka turn back to being a face or at least a tweener. And Charlotte needs to go heel. But I mean, that's non-explanatory. And then Charlotte just came back. Like, she doesn't need to have the belt. Asuka just won it. Like, I'm already a bit baffed as to why they didn't do the change at WrestleMania for Asuka. But I know what it was. They wanted Bianca Belair to have the record. That's fine. I did call Asuka winning it the following PLE. However, Asuka shouldn't be losing it now. And then, if Asuka keeps it, I feel like it should be the catalyst as well for Iyo Sky coming out. Whether or not she cashes in on her now, or whether or not it sets up a program for them later on down the line, I think that this should set up Iyo Sky to come out. Because I don't think the other title match is going to set up Damien Priest yet. I feel like it's going to be teasers, but I don't think it's going to set up them. So, yeah, Asuka needs to get the win here. She needs it. She deserves it. I think she gets it. Let's move on. Honestly, guys, I can't tell you how upset I am that I've taken this long to do this video when I know that my last video was a lot shorter. But anyway, hopefully we keep this one short and street. I didn't say sweet, I said street. Should have said sweet. Anyway, Roman Reigns for the win. Here's why. Roman Reigns, right, is the tribal chief, right? And I had this video ready to go. Not this prediction video, but Jey Uso beating Roman Reigns to finish the bloodline. Not to take the title, not even to be the next one to pin Roman, but to be the guy to end the bloodline. Let him be the end game. That was my video idea. But I had this idea in March and life has gotten on top of me and I haven't been able to do it. But we're here now and I'm just letting you know that I don't know if that's going to be the end game anymore. What I will say though is I feel like they've messed up the whole program. And here's what I mean by that. So this is going to be what? Tribal Combat. Okay, cool. That's fine. But what they've done to kind of dilute it and make it seem as if it's going to be Roman's win regardless of what happens is because if it was just for the tribal chief title, if it was just for head of a table, I would have said potentially it's Jey to win. But because the title's on the line and because Roman got pinned by Jey in the previous PLE, yes, it was in a tag team match, but he still got pinned. The fact is, now Jey can say he's pinned him, which means yes, okay, he can say I've got a pin over the tribal chief, but it also means that WWE can do this stupid 50-50 booking and be like, yeah, now Roman needs his win back. So I don't see Jey winning this. And if the title wasn't on the line, maybe I would have said Jey. Title's on the line. They're not going to put it on Jey. They're either going to put it on somebody who is already a top guy, your Drews, your Codys, your Brocks, potentially your Bobby Lashley's. Like, they're the guys that they're going to put the belt on, yeah? I don't see them putting the belt on Jey, yeah? If these guys that could have beaten Roman before, but failed, yeah? If they didn't put it on them, I don't see them putting it on Jey. Not now. So, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Jey's time. I think it's going to be Roman. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. The one other name that I didn't just mention is Solo Sikoa. And I think he could be the end game for the bloodline. But that is going to be on the video that I've had to change. Or I'm going to have to change. Which was going to be talking about the bloodline and talking about the Jey Uso, Roman Reigns dynamic and yada yada yada. So that will be coming out hopefully next week as well. But in regards to this match, Jey Uso is going to get beat. Roman Reigns for the win. And that's it, guys. I am so annoyed because of the stupid videos that messed up before, so I had to do this all over again. And not only that, but I've ended up talking a lot longer than I did last time. Last time I was actually much more mindful and I actually didn't talk as much. On top of that, I'm listening to myself in my ear, which always throws me off when I'm talking. But the only reason why I'm doing that is so I can hear if my voice goes a bit mad because of the microphone, in which case I can re-record and I can hear it. But appreciate you guys coming through. Obviously, this prediction video is coming out right before SummerSlam, so I would appreciate it if you did watch it. If you do watch it afterwards, you can just tell me, oh yeah, you got that wrong, you got that wrong, you got that wrong. But please go and like and subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know how you feel, and I'll chat to you guys in a bit.